What is up, everybody? This is Cody, aka DFS Prodigy, breaking down this upcoming Ravens versus Chargers Monday Night Football slate. Before we get into highlight for me, definitely subscribe. That helps me a ton. Y'all know it's free. It takes 1 second of your time. Y'all know how it goes. But we're here breaking down Baltimore at Los Angeles Chargers. The over and under is set at 50. It's going to be a high scoring game. The spread is 2.5 in favor of the Ravens. We have the Eagles and Rams game on right now. It's almost halftime, so I figured let's knock out this video. Um, we're going to start it off with the Baltimore side. Lamar Jackson's 11,000. It's going to be dependent on the rushing ability that he brings to the table. That's where he's going to get some of his fantasy points. And that's where I want to key in on. If he can do that, he's going to look great. Again, this Chargers defense is it's pretty up and down. Let's take a peek at this defense. Where are they priced at? Yeah, 3.6. I mean, against Cincinnati, 3 fantasy points, but then look at Cleveland, they got you 18. New Orleans, they got you 12. It's been super up and down for this team. But anyways, going back to Baltimore, Derrick Henry tonight, you're gonna have to make a choice. It's either Derrick Henry or it's either Lamar Jackson. 13 attempts last week, 16 attempts in week 10. Touchdown, of course, in almost every single game other than one game, I believe. Yeah. Against the Tampa Bay team. But he caught one in the receiving end. So keep that in mind. But if we get the 30-point output, that's going to be great. But the 11 and 14 aren't going to work. That's what kind of scares me. Zay Flowers, 9.6, kind of becoming on his own now. I mean, it's been inconsistent, of course. The targets are consistent, though, to say the least. If you want to go to Zay Flowers, I'm going to blame you one bit. Looking at Rashad Bateman, I thought he was dealing with an injury. Yeah, with a knee injury. But he should be ready to go for this week. 5.4 is a little bit expensive in my opinion. Justin Tucker, 4.8. He's not been himself this season. It's been kind of weird. I'm not really getting to him. Isaiah Likely is back. 10 fantasy points last week against Pitt. And then you have Mark Andrews at 4.6. It's flip or flop for one of them. I'd much rather go to Isaiah Likely, though. Ravens defense, I'm not really getting to a ton. Justice Hill at 3.2. We know what to expect out of him. It's the targets in the receiving end. And then Deontay Johnson's has been terrible. It has not worked out at all. Um, I kind of rather go to Nelson Aguilar at 2.4 than Deontay Johnson, to be honest with you. At least I know Aguilar's going to see the field compared to Deontay Johnson. So, and you have Tylan Wallace, who I'm not getting to, but again, we know how this goes. We saw this against Cincinnati. I mean, my goodness. So let's go to the Chargers, though. Justin Herbert, 10.4. That price tag's looking great, especially against the Baltimore defense. I kind of like that a ton. Um, if you want to look at the Baltimore defense, that 4,000. I mean, Pitt, 7 fantasy points, 4 fantasy points for Cincinnati. I mean, teams are putting up points against them. So if Justin Herbert can do it here, it's going to look great for your lineups, of course. J.K. Doman's 10,000. The 2 touchdowns kind of saved his day because if he didn't have those touchdowns, he was going to get you there with only 56 yards. Um, but again, if you're paying the premium for him, and then McConkey's questionable. That's kind of big news. If he's in, I like him, but if he's out, we're gonna have to go to the likes of Quentin Johnson at 7.4, which I still like either way. Will Disley's gonna have to see a bigger role. 6.4 now for Will Disley, coming off a good game against Cincinnati. That's a high price tag to pay for him, to say the least. And then Josh Palmer's gonna have to step up if there is no McConkey. You're gonna have to look at him. DJ Chark is gonna have to do something. But he was inactive. Yeah, he was inactive for Sunday's game against the Bengals. Yeah. So, I mean, are we going to get the Jalen Reagor show at $800? It's quite possible, but it's gross. But we just need to see what's going on with McConkey. Um, and then Gus Edwards, I forgot to talk about. 6 attempts last week and 2 fantasy points. I was expecting him to get the goal line work, but he really didn't. Um, sorry, I was looking at this Eagles game. Clock management is wild to me. But anyways, for my captains, it's going to depend on McConkey. I need to know what's going on with him, but of course, Lamar Jackson's going to be popular with the captain. So is Justin Herbert. Um, If there is no McConkey, I do like Quentin Johnson at 11-1 into the captain slot, but we'll kind of see what's going on. But that breaks down the safe prices, though. Thank you for tuning in. It's a great safe price, and now everybody have a good one.